Hello, welcome to another INFJ Ramble. Today's topic is going to be let people live their own life. It took me a while to realize the necessity of this, and I think our judgment gets clouded because we are wanting to make a change in the world. We are lovers and givers, and we want to be of service, right? But we've kind of mistaken service as imposition. What do I mean by that? So everybody on this planet in existence has their own life to live, irregardless of how you think that should be, or why it should be, or whatever, etc. It is not your responsibility to control others or make them live the life you think they should be living. The reasoning behind this is everything is experiential, and whenever you interfere with someone's lessons, you interfere with the experience that they need to have in order to grow, in order to know. So I know we have our best interests in mind, and we have good intentions, and we want to be of service, we want to do good, we want to be good, we want to lighten the load of everyone else. But by doing so, you're not only exhausting yourself, but you're also interfering with other people's lives, so just let people live their life and go out there and live yours. So this is my own personal opinion based on my own personal experiences, because I've been there, I've done that. I've wanted to make a difference, make a change. The only thing you can make a difference or make a change in is yourself. And it's funny because it is a mirror. So the more you know yourself, the more you can know others. The deeper you know yourself, the deeper you can know others. The more you respect yourself, the more you can respect others. The more you allow yourself to be, the more you can allow others to be. The more, loving and kind and patient and present you can be with yourself, you can give those to others as well. But as far as manipulating or controlling or influencing others, that is totally out of your control. That is, you'll exhaust yourself. You'll exhaust yourself trying to change someone else, because we all know you can't change anyone. And when you try, it's almost like you're forcing. And nobody wants to be told how to live their life. Everybody just wants to live their life. So I think it's first and foremost, work on yourself. You know what I mean? And then once you work on yourself, then you can empower others to be themselves or work on themselves. Tomato, tomato. Because working on yourself and becoming yourself, same thing, different vein. You know what I mean? So it's funny, I used to interfere a lot with people's lives. I'm gonna be straight up about that. And I didn't realize it was a problem. But lately I've just kind of been hanging with myself more and honoring myself more, and then I can honor others, and it's funny, I'll just allow people to be. Whether that means letting them fall apart or letting them fall together, I'll just allow them to be. And I feel like when people want help, they'll seek it. You don't have to go in there and impose. You know what I mean? So just kind of let people be. And everyone is trying their best in every moment, and everyone knows what is best for them, whether they know it or not. And the best thing you can do is guide them towards that. You know, guide them towards themselves. So, for instance, if I come across people who are having an issue in their life, I usually give them my presence. I'll listen to them. I allow them to be. I try to understand them. And because I've garnered a lot of lessons in life, I can understand them, you know, and the pain that they're undergoing, and, you know, the trial that they've been put upon. And I can understand them, and it's amazing. Sometimes people just want you to listen. Sometimes people just want you to be present with them. They don't want to hear your 2 cents. You know what I mean? And there's so much healing that occurs when somebody feels like they finally can be heard without judgment, and there's somebody who actually understands. There's so much healing that comes along with that, you know, to find like someone who can actually just you know, understand. And, you know, if they ask for advice, they will ask. I won't impose my 2 cents. They will ask. Or I will ask, like, do you want my advice? And then they can either welcome it, or they can say, no, you know, I just wanted someone to listen. It's like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, I'll wait for them to ask me for advice. And then I'll tell them what I think, and then I'll tell them, but you know best. You know what is best for you, you know? So irregardless of my advice, you should do what is best for you. Sometimes when people come to me with issues, I'll listen. Sometimes I won't respond. I'll just kind of listen. But sometimes I'll ask them questions that will get their gears going. You know, and I think that's the best way to do it, instead of just kind of like saying, well, I think this and I think that, and you should do this and you should do that. Says who? Says you. So you should maybe take your own advice, you know? But, yeah, so like if somebody is, I don't know, angry about something, I'll ask them like, so what's making you angry? And, you know, they'll outlet their thoughts. And then I'll say, well, how do you think you can remedy that? Think about it. You know, they'll outlet their thoughts. And then it just kind of goes from there, you know. Or if they're like, I'm not sure what to do, I'm like, well, you know, only you know what's best for you. Like, you could do this, you could do that, you know, but ultimately you should do what feels best for you. And that's usually how I end that conversation. Or if somebody tells me about their life, like for instance, somebody was telling me they were in a marriage for like 10 years. And I'll ask them, so what did you learn from that? You know, and it gets them thinking about it. And I think, you know, that's the best thing you can do, is be present, understanding, non-judgmental. I said understanding. Understanding is so important. And just kind of like push them in the direction of themselves. That's the most liberating thing you can do. The last thing you want to do is try to control or try to tell people how they should live their lives based on how you think people should live their lives. Because ultimately, that's how you want to live your life. That doesn't mean that's how everyone else wants to live their life. You know, and not everyone in this world has good intentions. Some people have bad intentions, and it's not something to be spiteful of or like, resentful of, just use that as a gauge to see where this person is at. And then you can retract yourself or you can participate. Those are the choices, pretty much. Retract yourself or participate. Do you want to play the game? Play the game. If you don't, then you don't. If you don't play the game, it's probably because you've already learned the lesson and you just don't need to recycle that. You know what I mean? Yeah, usually when I'm listening to someone and I'm present with them, I am able to gauge where they're at their level of progression and consciousness and awareness and mindfulness, and then I will respond accordingly. You notice I use respond versus react. React is just kind of like an outburst, without any thought taken into consideration. Responding is actually like, soaking in the information, processing it, and taking the necessary action that is necessary that will create the most harmony and balance between you and the opposing party. Anyhow, yeah, nobody wants you to tell them how to live their life. And I'm sure you don't want anyone to tell you how to live your life. I know I don't. And if I noticed too that I respond better to someone who is kind and understanding and uses like a soft touch versus someone who is in my face and combative and telling me how to do stuff. That usually gets me to kind of buck. Like I don't like people like trying to control me at all. And so in the same respect, I feel like that's how other beings are. They'll either react in fear or defensiveness or both. They'll either retract in fear if you come off that way, or they'll, be afraid and combat. So either way, it's not a really good result for any of you. So yeah, kindness, loving, understanding, patience, presence. And then, like I said, the more you know yourself, the more you can know others. The more you understand yourself, the more you can understand others. The more you are present with yourself and kind to yourself and loving towards yourself, you can do the same for others. So ultimately, I think you have to work on you first. But again, don't take my word for it. Only you know what's best for you. But that is what I've experienced up until now. Anyhow, I made a recording prior to this and it came out horribly, so I decided to re-record this video and hopefully it came out better. And if not, cool. Anyhow, you know what it is. If you learned something, great. If you didn't learn anything, that's great too. Let people live their lives. Doesn't matter if it's your child, your friend, your coworker, your colleague, an associate, a stranger. Just let them live their life. And some, things are meant to fall apart. Things are meant to fall together, but you are not responsible for that. You're only responsible for yourself and your well-being. And when you can give that to yourself, you can give that to others through your presence, not through trying to control, manipulate, or influence. Anyhow, blessings to one and all. Amen.